Hey guys, I'm here yet again, and this time I want to talk about Tetsuya Nomura, his interview he had that they posted on Polygon.com, and my thoughts about it. Now, in his interview, he was discussing the announcement, like when they announce games as opposed to when they come out, and I found that to be an interesting article. I don't know the purpose of the article personally, but I found it interesting nevertheless. Now, if anyone's been following Tetsuya Nomura, he's the guy that was responsible for all the games that we really like. He's not made, but he's been a part of a lot of Final Fantasy games. He's the head guy in Kingdom Hearts, The World Ends with You, yada yada yada. If you don't know Tetsuya Nomura, you're kind of not a Final Fantasy fan or a Kingdom Hearts fan. But when it comes to Tetsuya Nomura, he it's I guess for the past 10, 15 years now, when it comes to him making games, this guy just does not know what a schedule is. And ask any Kingdom Hearts fan, and even ask the fans of Final Fantasy, why this guy just does not know when to release a game and when to announce it. Now, in the article, it listed him. He talked about when games are announced, and I'll bring up the quote real quick. He said, "I am well aware of the fact that we announce games too early. But even in the industry, word was beginning to spread that we were working on the game, so we just decided to not keep it more secret and officially reveal it." So he was talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake, and if you guys know, Final Fantasy VII Remake got announced in 2015 at the PlayStation conference, and if you ever seen any reaction videos, it's quite exciting. But if you guys have followed it, excuse me. Nobody knows when the hell this game is coming out. Not to mention, he's also working on Kingdom Hearts, and now we finally have an idea when the game is coming out. And I only say that because, I don't know with this guy. Not Final Fantasy. Kingdom Hearts is supposed to come out this year, but here we are. The official release date is going to be 2019 January 26th, 29th, or something like that. It's late January of next year. And with Final Fantasy VII, we still don't know when the game is coming out. And this is the third year of development. Now, if you followed it, they had to actually change development teams. I think CyberConnect, I almost said Bandai Namco. CyberConnect was working on it, but they decided to change developers, and Square Enix themselves are working on it now, I believe. Now, the problem with that, and also they also changed engines. They were supposed to use Luminous, and they're using Unreal Engine 4 and whatnot. That same thing goes for Kingdom Hearts, if you know. But the problem with them changing studios and changing engines is that we all know that making a game takes a long time. That just puts things back to zero, So that's already a big problem. Now, they went from Luminous to Unreal, which is good because Luminous was a hard engine to work with. But they also changed the studio, and that's a problem to me too. And I think Tetsuya Nomura was still heading the project, but still, that's still a big change. Also, they wanted the game to be episodic. I don't know if they're still doing that now. Truth be told, I've being a fan of Final Fantasy VII, the original game, and being a Kingdom Hearts fan, I got kind of fed up trying to follow the development of these games because it's ridiculous the amount of waiting that we have to do. Final Fantasy VII got announced in 2015. We still don't have any clue when this game is coming out. No release window. I expect by the third year some kind of release window or an extra trailer. So there's only been 2 trailers released, to my knowledge. I know the first one where the actual game got announced, and then after that, the actual trailer showing a little bit more of the game, of the characters and whatnot. So I think it's a little ridiculous. In 3 years, that's all we've gotten. Now we have the rest of the year to show something, for them to show something. I think PlayStation Experiences later on this year, and whatever thing they want to do. I know they're going to have a Japan Expo or whatever. Their little not conference, their expo, whatever, their expo that they have. I think that's a little bit later, maybe next month or month after. Maybe they'll show something, but I think that it's a little irritating to wait this long if you're a fan. Now, it's also, I mean, when the guy talked about this article, one, I don't understand the point of this article. This is a ridiculous article in my opinion. He just said that we announced our games too early, so we're gonna do it anyway. I don't understand. What was the point? What was the point of this article? Why does Square Enix let this dude talk? I mean, he spends so much time making games that shouldn't take that long. I mean, granted, Final Fantasy 15 came out not because of him. It came out because someone else had a hand. They had to give the job to. Oh my god, I wish I remembered his name. Tabata. That's it. They had to hand it off to Tabata to finish the project, and I think they didn't even give them enough time. I think it was like 3.5 years for that development cycle. But Tabata had to take over, and that project took almost 10 years, right? It was it came out 2016, and the game the Final Fantasy versus 13 got announced or whatever, talked about back in 2005, 2006, I believe. So it's almost 10 years for one game, and everyone's hyped about all that time. That's ridiculous to the fans. And not only that wait, but I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been, people have been waiting for that since 2004, right? Since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. And that did have other games, but the fact that those games did not come out on the same consistent system makes no sense to me. I don't know what the hell Kingdom Hearts is doing on the DS, on the PSP, on the 3DS, on the PlayStation 2 after that. I know the remake of Chain of Memories and whatnot. The Game Boy Advance on phones, I mean, it's ridiculous. And on web browsers, why is Kingdom Hearts subject to so many different areas of systems? That makes no sense to me. To me, at least Birth by Sleep and what was the other one? And the 3DS one. Those should have been on a on a system that we'd expect, So that baffles me. I mean, Birth by Sleep should have been made on the PlayStation 2 at least. I mean, it should have been made on the PlayStation 3, but at least on the PlayStation 2, and the 3DS game should have been on the PlayStation 3. I mean, we all associate Kingdom Hearts and Square Enix. I associate that mostly with Sony. It should be on the Sony systems, not the handhelds, just the actual home consoles where it belongs. But I mean, these decisions make no sense. Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced in 2013. Let me not forget that. That's crazy that also has a crazy cycle too. It changed engines as well, famously. I think it was a year after it got announced, right? It was a year after it got announced. They said we're changing engines. That's crazy. Can you make up your mind? Change engines. They couldn't get the models right. I mean, even in 2.8, the model, or not 2.8. Is it 2.8? Point 2. The Aqua story. The model still looked a little bit weird. I mean, the game looked great, but it still looked a little weird. I mean, all that time, I feel like they should have been able to get it right. So back to that timeline. I mean, 2013, Kingdom Hearts 3 being announced to 2019. It being released. That is crazy. I mean, I can't be the only one thinking that. That's a 6-year development over one game, and over a series where, I mean, some people debate it's a confusing story, but if you can't properly explain it, or a few people can properly explain it, your story isn't easily understandable. And the fans obviously want more of it, so why are you taking so long to release this game? So, I mean, in my opinion, this is all my opinion anyway. It doesn't matter what anyone else says, right? It's just, you can have a different opinion if you want to. But in my personal opinion, Nomura, and I don't know about Square Enix. I don't know about Square Enix as a company, because they do have problems too. But that Dragon Quest game got announced. I think got announced one year and then got released the next in Japan anyway. That's a timely schedule, you know. I mean, that's pretty quick in my opinion. But under 2 years to release the game, that's in a timely manner. And I know not every game works out like that, but that's a good example. Square Enix has also other games that they release in a timely manner. I believe Bravely Default games, whichever ones. They've been able to release them in a timely manner. I know they're not as big, but still. So I'm looking at Nomura just there, and you know, something about him. I know everyone loves him, fans love him, but in my opinion, like, something about him is just not very good for Square Enix as a whole. I know Square Enix isn't that great, but it's just he's not helping. Especially after, if you read the stories that when they handed Final Fantasy 15 over to another crew, for Tabata had to build up the whole morale of that team in order to get this game out. That says something, you know. But I'll leave it at that. I'm just a fan. I'm still waiting for Final Fantasy 7 remake. I played the original. I want to see it in HD. I want to see it again. And I'm a fan of Kingdom Hearts. I played almost all of them. So, I'm just here to voice my opinion. But I think that Nomura's ways of going about releasing information and doing this, especially this cockamamie story. The game wasn't. We know games get announced too early, or this game was announced too early, but we're gonna talk about it anyway. Or we're gonna we know we shouldn't announce it early, but we're gonna announce it early anyway. Like, it's like you didn't even think it through, you know. Which, it sucks for the fans. I mean, it sucks for the fans. But I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys for listening, and also remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I gotta remember to say that. But yeah, have a good day, guys. Bye.